Thank you. Now I would ask Ms. Luter if she would please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Ms. Luter. Next item on the agenda would be the approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as is.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the agenda as submitted. Any discussion? Ms. Subramani, will you please call the roll?
Yes.
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 Yes, thank you. Next, we move to recognition and awards. Superintendent Manuel.
Tonight, we just have one. I'm not good with prepared speeches. I think it's better if I just speak from the heart and talk about what this individual has meant to me and to our community. I think everyone does not appreciate the role of a school board member. And I think all of you sitting here realize the fact that it is truly an ungrateful job, that you have a lot of difficult decisions, you get a lot of emails with questions, and you truly are servants to our community. But I, tonight, would like to thank, and words are not enough, Lisa Parker for her service to our school district and to the city. And I think it was special to hear her talking about the lesson that she learned from her parents, and the fact that from the time she was a child, she was working at polling sites to really talk about and support those individuals that they thought were going to make a difference in their community. And she's done that in her time here in Germantown, whether she was a crossing guard at Riverdale for her children, whether she was serving as an alderman, whether she could have been and should have been the mayor of Germantown. And then to help us create this district. And I don't think people really appreciate the fact that we were formed as a school district and had 6 months to create all the policies, to create all the procedures, and really go through uncharted territory. And Lisa, for us, was that board chair. She guided us in a time when we needed direction and we needed strength and we needed to focus on the things that are most important. And that's what I thank her for tonight, is the fact that throughout all of her decisions, throughout all the difficult things that she has to do, she is always focused on what is best for children and what is best for the city of Germantown. So tonight, our only recognition is Miss Lisa Parker, and we are going to miss you dearly serving on our board, and we thank you for your leadership in creating something truly incredible. So tonight, thank you, Miss Lisa Parker. We did get her a picture frame, and we also have a picture book because she was so significant in the creation of the district. It was hard to choose the pictures that she had. You can see here from our groundbreaking ceremony at Riverdale, or when we were having our kickoff party for the new school district. Lisa is something special. I think, Jane, you spoke eloquently when you talked about one of the things that makes Lisa special is when you hear her laugh, when you see her joy, and I hope that you can see that in some of these pictures, especially when she's working with children and serving in our school district. So, thank you, Lisa, for everything you did for us. We also got everyone to sign as many pictures as we could. We couldn't fit them all in this book because you've been everywhere, done everything from the start of our school district. Thank you. You're very welcome.
Okay.
Participation in the Riverdale Walk to School Day, which is an annual event that's always a lot of fun. Several schools do different events about walking to school, but I was able to participate in Riverdale this year. I also wanted to highlight a few weeks ago I went to Farmington Elementary, and our hostess students were there from high school participating in doing health checks, wellness checks with all the students at Farmington. They're an amazing group to watch. They're very dedicated. They have a wonderful instructor that they recruited, and they're all
Tell Betsy to turn her mic on.
Sorry. The hostess students were there. They did an amazing job doing the wellness check of the students, doing their weight, their height, their blood pressure, both electronically and manually if it was necessary. And they also did auditory testing. So it was a wonderful opportunity to see them in action and to understand just how important that part of what we do at the high school is, and how much the work that we're going to be doing in the future through the new Health Sciences Academy is going to be to these students. I did want to note for you that in talking to the principal, Mr. Prokosky, he said it used to take volunteers anywhere from 4 days to a week to complete the work that these students do in one day. So our thanks to Houston High School and the hostess students for the incredible work they did. I was glad to have that opportunity. The chair also included a thank you to Ms. Parker, but I think the superintendent did an amazing job. I will say, as a member of this board, she is a trailblazer, and we do owe Ms. Parker so much for really creating the building blocks that our district has grown from. So we will miss you. I know where to find you. But she has long been a friend, and I know will continue to be so and be a mentor when needed to be. So our thanks to you, Ms. Parker. That concludes the chairman's report. Mr. Jones, financial report.
All right. You have your financial reports for the month ending September 30, 2018. First, on the balance sheet in the school operating fund, you're looking at assets, liabilities, and fund balance totaling approximately $15 million. Within the federal projects fund, we have reimbursements due from the Tennessee Department of Education at approximately $204,000. In the cafeteria fund, assets, liabilities, and fund balance at $260,000. In the capital projects fund, assets, liabilities, and fund balance at $65,000. Health insurance, assets, liabilities, and fund balance at $1.8 million. And the OPEB trust, assets, liabilities, and fund balance at $2.3 million. Within the general fixed asset account group, which is your plant, property, and equipment, the total balance is $73.5 million. Just a couple additional comments. Under the general fixed asset account group, we have updated those amounts for you to show the close of the Riverdale construction project to buildings and to update accumulated depreciation for the year ending June 30, 2018. And when you look at the relationship between the health insurance and the OPEB trust funds, there's currently, for the quarter ending September 30, 2018, about $100,000 in retiree claims that the OPEB trust will reimburse the health insurance fund for that quarter. And that concludes my report.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Mr. Jones. Superintendent's report.
I have a visual to go along with mine. Hopefully. I think one of the things that we like to focus on during the superintendent's reports are academic programs that we see in the district. And I think it's also important to note the fact that we have not been stagnant. When you look at our success, whether it's our ACT scores, our AP scores, the fact that we have 4 reward schools that we've never had in the history of Germantown schools, those relate back to the fact that we have a growth mindset. We're always working with our teachers. We're always working with our administration, our faculty, to look at the programs, how our students are performing, and make changes. And I think you see that in our career and technology education programs that we have at the high school. But know that when we talk about CTE, which is the abbreviation for the career and technical programs, it's a consumer's market. At the high school, they will put in a catalog and they will offer courses to students, and students sign up for some courses, they don't sign up for others, and some courses don't make. They also change over time as we're looking at what the state approves. Know that we currently offer 13 of the 16 CTE clusters. There's one that's on transportation and automotive. We used to have that program at the high school. It actually died because of the lack of interest at the high school. And so you'll see how that has changed over time. So what you see color-coded are the different, and we're going to go through each of the programs that we have at the high school. But the colors actually mean the years that we added programs to the high school. So you can see the green programs were the ones that were in existence in 2014, 2015 when we opened the doors. Blue are the ones that we added in 2015, 2016. The darker blue are the ones we added in 16, 17. Orange are the ones that we added in 17, 18. And yellow are the ones that we added for this current school year. And I hope you notice there's a broad range of colors of what we're offering in our CTE programs. And a lot of this is due to what the students are wanting to take at the high school and the changes in the state as far as the course codes that they offer for different programs. But know that we are not stagnant, that we are always keeping that growth mindset. Another thing to highlight before we start going through each of the programs is the term EPSO, and that's that red term on some of the courses there. It stands for Early Post-Secondary Opportunity. Know that this is just a small sample of the EPSOs that we offer at the high school, because we offer other AP dual enrollment courses. But you'll see that term EPSO, and it's a new accountability measure for the state. And it's when students are getting college credit or they're getting a trade certification that they can take on with them to post-secondary opportunities. So you see lots of red EPSOs there on this list of CTEs, because in those students are getting college credit or else they're getting a trade certification. But let's talk about some of these programs. We also have 2 whole new programs. The STEM and the mechatronics programs did not exist when we opened our doors at the district. That's why they actually have colors around them. So the STEM program we added in 15, 16. That whole division did not exist. We added mechatronics this past year to Houston High School. And we started with just a couple of the mechatronics programs, the Principles of Manufacturing and Mechatronics 1. This past year we expanded that new program to be Mechatronics 2 dual enrollment. And that is a mix of mechanical and electrical engineering, and so they get to study real applications of how they use those programs. So as you can see, the mechatronic program, like I said, which we started in 17, 18, is a new program, but we also expanded it this past year. Our STEM program, we added 3 programs in 15, 16. We started out with AP Physics 1 and 2. Those already existed, but they weren't necessarily part of the STEM program. And then STEM 4, dual enrollment, was added in 17, 18. When we look at information technology, this is one of the areas that has really exploded when you talk about what has changed at the high school. Historically, when we talk about our computer programming courses, we really had keyboarding, and we had some other software programs that we have. But look at all the changes that you see there. Computer Science Foundation. 17 to 18. And then finally, when you look at our business programs that we have here, whether it's advertising and PR, which is a new course offering this year, entrepreneurship, dual enrollment, where they get college credit. In 15, 16, we added marketing too. Always looking at increasing our opportunities for our students. Those were just 4 of the programs that we offer at the school. You can see our business management, most recently, you can see was added in 17 to 18. If you talk about our finance program, the latest entry was Intro to Business and Marketing in 15, 16. Fashion and design has not been a big change, but if you think about that program, there has been a change globally in what that looks like. So the programs we offered were adequate, and the students signing up for them. And then, of course, we have our health sciences, where we just added medical therapeutics in 18, 19. We have teaching as a profession 1 and 2. That is a new program that we offer, but it was previously included under human services. Criminal justice is another program that we offer at the high school. It replaced the automotive programs that we had there, and there's huge interest in our criminal justice programs. 1 and 2 were added my first year in 14 or 15, and then of course we have criminal justice dual and credit, which was added in 15, 16, which is an EPSO course. You see the horticulture classes, and of course another area that's still exploding are the computer science programs, coding practicum dual enrollment. They have a cybersecurity. You all have all been lucky enough to go on our tour of the high school and see the Cyber Patriots, which is a club that actually works in ethical hacking. So know that this is an exploding area. Cybersecurity 1. We have AP Computer Science Principles, Coding 2 Honors, Coding Web Design, AP Computer Science, which was an EPSO, which was added in 14, 15. So know we have a lot of opportunities around our programs for students who are interested in CTEs. Just so you can see another way to represent, we are not stagnant. And I think it's an honor to what they're doing, our administrators in our school, our departments always looking at how we are growing and changing, and know that this won't stay this way either. This is something that we are going to continually monitor and adjust. So you can see in 15, 16, that was my second year here in the district. We added all of those blue programs here in the EPSOs, STEM 3 honors, criminal justice dual credit. You can see in 17, 18, the huge expansion of those computer courses that we added, and of course in 18, 19, you can see all the courses that we offered. So know that this is something that we're proud of, that we hope that the parents and community understand, and we hear a lot of people talking about all the different courses that we offer. Know that we're proud of our course offerings, but by no means do we think that this is where we're going to stand still with all the courses that we offer at the high school. And with that, that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you, Superintendent Manuel. Next on the agenda is citizens to be heard. We have no citizens this evening. Thank you. We'll move to the consent agenda. The chair will entertain a motion.
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. The following items are included: approval of the minutes, annual review of policies and revision after second reading, annual review of policies and revision after the first reading, and miscellaneous FY 2018-19 budget amendments numbered 18 and 19. Ms. Subramani, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Luter?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Oaf?
Yes.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
We next move to action items. First item on our agenda is a memorandum of understanding between the city and GMSD.
I move to approve the memorandum of understanding between the City of Germantown and the Germantown Board of Education.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the MOU between the City of Germantown and the Germantown Board of Education. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Ms. Subramani, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Oak?
Yes.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Luton?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda, the Dogwood Elementary School Playground Project.
I move to approve the proposal from Cunningham Recreation in the amount of $154,989.75 to do all the scopes of work necessary to remove the existing general education playground and install the new playground at Dogwood Elementary. It will be purchased through our cooperative U.S. Communities.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the proposal for Cunningham Recreation in the amount of $154,989.75 to do all scopes of work necessary to remove the existing general education playground and install the new playground in the proposal at Dogwood Elementary School through our purchasing cooperative U.S. Communities. Is there discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Subramani, please call the roll.
Ms. Oak?
Yes.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Luton?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda would be the change order credit number 008 for Forest Hill Elementary School project.
I move to approve change order number 8 for a flooring change in the credit amount of $150,583 with Baldwin and Shell Construction Company.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve change order number 008 for a flooring change in the credit amount of $150,583 with Baldwin and Shell Construction Company. Is there discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Subramani, please call the roll.
I would like to clarify who made the second. Was it Ms. Oak? Okay. Thank you. Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Luton?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Oak?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we will consider the change order number 002 for Forest Hill Elementary School project.
I move to approve change order number 002 to address unsuitable soils in the amount of $282,301 with Baldwin and Shell Construction Company. Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve change order number 002 to address unsuitable soils in the amount of $282,301 with Baldwin and Shell Construction Company. Is there discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Subramani?
Ms. Luton?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Oak?
Yes.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is approval of the 2019-2020 instructional calendar.
Move to approve.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the 2019-2020 instructional calendar as presented. Is there discussion?
Maybe, is Dr. Park still here? Maybe she could just address a couple
That would be lovely, Dr. Park.
of the items on the calendar. I know she'd love to.
Just to note a few of the items on the instructional calendar for 1920, we do have students starting a week later. We did remove the 2 half-days at the end of each semester. It is now just back to 1 half-day. We have extended exams from 2 days to 3 days. We have also changed the parent conferences. They were scheduled on a Thursday night where teachers had to work a full day with students on Friday in November. We have changed those changed that one to that Monday night. So the Tuesday, we have to be closed based on state law for elections if any of our schools are held as polling locations. So that is also something that you'll see there. The parent conferences have been moved to November. This was a suggestion based on the number of data points and progress monitoring that teachers can do by November versus September when they have historically been held. So we have moved those to November, and we will still continue to have our curriculum nights and meet the teacher nights all in August and September.
Are there any questions, any discussion?
I would also like to highlight for the sake of our staff that this calendar is not exclusive when we're looking at the structure of our Flex PD. That is something based on the feedback that we got from our employees that we're going to be looking at and adjusting with our department to make sure that it meets the needs of all of our employees and is the best thing possible for them to meet the requirements of the state and also grow as professionals.
Thank you, Dr. Park. If there's no discussion, Ms. Subramani, will you call the roll, please?
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Oaf? Yes. Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Luter?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Final item on our agenda this evening is Board General Counsel.
I move to approve the recommendation of Cheryl Estes to serve as the board's general counsel.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the recommendation of Cheryl Estes as the GMSD Board's General Counsel. Is there discussion?
Ms. Landers, maybe you could just briefly share the process.
I'll be happy to. The board identified the desire to have a general counsel in accordance with policy. The board chooses its own general counsel. The board charged the chair with doing a number of interviews. 3 was the suggested number, and to bring back the recommendations by this evening. The chair was able to interview 3 separate firms and 3 separate individuals. 5 questions were asked of each. The questions were designed with the help of Randall Bennett, who is TSBA's general counsel, so as to give the board a good overview of the experience in K-12 law, their litigation experience in K-12, as well as some technical things such as how much are they going to charge. So the board has had an opportunity to review those, as well as the resumes or bios of each of the individuals' attorneys that were interviewed.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing no further discussion, Ms. Subramani, will you call the roll?
Ms. Oaf? Yes. Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Luter?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Chairman Landers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next will be the announcements. The TSBA convention will be November 1st through 4th in Nashville. Board members attending will include Ms. Oaf, Ms. Fisher, and Ms. Luter, along with the superintendent and with Ms. Subramani as our board secretary. There will be no meeting in the month of November due to the conflict in schedules and Thanksgiving break. Our next GMSD board meeting will be December the 18th here in City Hall. We will be swearing in newly elected board members at that time. With no further business. Ms. Parker, final words.
May I have the floor, please?
Yes, ma'am, you may.
Has it been 5 years? Yes, it has. Just a final bit. I didn't want to have a prepared speech, so I just wrote little notes down. So just give me just a minute. Just a thank you to the teachers who sit on the front lines. Thank you for your leadership and your fortitude and everything you do on a day-to-day basis. Thank you to the administrators who support your teachers and support your school board. And thank you to the district office. Such good people. We're good stewards of our money. And I knew, damn it, I was going to cry. But I try not to. Okay, I'm not going to. Thank you so much. I was looking through, I have an office. I love me room in my house. And in my office, I have a corner, and it's got file cabinets and all kinds of things. I never throw anything away, but I'm going to start. And I was looking at a file of goodies, and it was the first ribbons that we cut over at Municipal Park. And then I have the ribbon that we cut at Riverdale when we cut the addition. And then I have the ribbons that we cut at Forest Hill. And the school plays and the programs and the cards that they gave us for reading in the classrooms and the 4 graduation pamphlets that we got. Mentoring students, talking to the classrooms, spelling bees. Oh my God, I hated those spelling bees. Open houses, and every time a school would come or invite us, we would drop everything and go. But and then to the parents, you have 936 weeks between birth and you graduate your child from school. That's your priority. When somebody told me that, I thought, 936 weeks, that's not a whole lot, and it really isn't. And that's why I chose to do what I do. And it's because I had already raised my children, and I had time to do this job. And I hope I made a difference. But that's what it's all about, is making a difference in the life of a child. And I got to do it for 6,000. So I'm going to be around, and with Kate's expert instructions, and John and Mason and Aaron and I will go build your holiday float. So I think that's all I needed to say, and I wish you the best of luck in your future, and you're off to an excellent 5-year start. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. And we are indeed off to an excellent start in no short measure because of what you contributed. So thank you for all that you've done for each and every one of us, and most especially for the 6,000 children that we serve. And with that, we stand adjourned.